Hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel, and if you're stopping by for the very first time, you're welcome. I'm Gift God's Time by name, and to all my existing subscribers, thank you for your support. So today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this trendy bubu with a V neckline. Kindly stay tuned, and if you have not yet subscribed, please do and like the video. For this project, I'll be using 3 yards of Ankara fabric and I'll be using half yards of crepe. As we all know, Ankara fabric, the length is 45 inches and that is not my full length. My full length is 58. So for me to achieve 58 in full length, because I don't want to join, I'm going to be folding my fabric in a way I can get the full 58 in length. So I've gone ahead to fold my fabric and I'm drawing a starting line. Next, I'll be drawing out the neckline. I'll be using 3 inches for the width and I'll be using 2 inches for the length. This is for the back part of the bubu. I'm going to connect the 2 points to give a round shape neckline. That is for the back part. Next, to determine how long you want your sleeve to be, you're going to measure from the nape of your neck down to where you want it to stop on your hands. So mine, I'm using 15. So I measured from that tip all the way to 15 inches. And then I'm going to go down by 1 inch to give a slant. And I'll connect it with a vertical line to that neckline point. Next, I'm going to be imputing my bust measurements. From my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. And from that point, I'm going to divide my bust measurement into 4, which is 36 divided by 4, which is 9. I'm going to mark that 9 points there, and I'm going to add extra 4 inches because this is a free dress. So that's why you need to add extra inches for it. So I'll be using 4. So from that 15 inches we took earlier, I'm going to draw a straight line down. As you can see from the video, a straight line. Then I'm going to curve it to connect to that extra 4 inches from that bust point. So there's a curve there. Pardon my chalk, it's a bit faint. So next I'm going to get my full length and I'll be drawing a straight line, as you can see. So this straight line, if you measure from the edge of your fabric, it will be 13 inches. You know, our bust measurement was 9, then we added 4 extra inches. So when you add those, it's 13. So I'm going to measure it straight down, as you can see from the video. Then when I get to the down part, I'm going to add extra 1 inch for my hemming part. Next, I did a slit at the sides so that it will be easy for me to walk. So I'm going to take 8 inches for it. That is what I'm marking. So I'm going to give extra 1 inch by the side so that I'll be able to fold in my slits. This will enable you to walk properly. So what I'm doing, I'm just marking the extra 1 inch to get to that 8 inches I made the slits to be, so that at the end when I fold it, it will align. So right now I'll proceed to cut it out. So this is the shape you will end up getting if you follow this method. So this is how it came out. This is it. And then I'll open it up for you to see it. This is it when it's open up, so it's not folded again. So I'll go ahead to cut the same thing for the front. This is for the back parts. So I'll cut 2 of this and I'll be changing the front neckline. So I've gone ahead to cut it out. So I'll keep one aside and then alter the neckline for that of the front. So now I'll be taking off 1.5 inches from the width. You know, earlier we took 3 inches, so I'll be adding extra 1.5 inches away, and then in the length of it I'll take extra 7 inches, making it 9 inches. You know, earlier we took 2 inches away. So next I'm going to also take half inch inward, as you can see from the video, and then I will connect it to that first point at the top. I'll be connecting those 2 points from the top to that half inch inward we took, as you can see from the video. So this is how it will be. It will be a slant line, and then you will cut it out. So this is the shape you should have. To determine the length of the crepe you will be cutting out, I'm going to be measuring the V slant. So whatever I get, I'm going to add extra 3 to 4 inches to it. So this is the crepe I'll be using, and I've gone ahead to add hairstay to it to give it extra volume. So the width I'm using is 4 inches, and by the time I fold it into two, I'll be left with 2 inches, and I'll be using half inch for my sewing. So at the long run, that 1.5 inches we took away, it's being replaced. So I'll go ahead to stitch it at that V point. So I'm going to sew half inch all the way down, and when I get to that point, I'm going to mark half inch downwards. So I will sew to that point till that half inch downwards. So I'm marking it all the way to the other side of the V line, so that by the time I stitch it, it will give me a guide on where to stop. So I've gone ahead to sew it down, as you can see. I added hairstay at the back of the dress to give it extra volume, because this fabric I'm using is a bit soft, because I'll be doing a lot of work down there, so I needed it to have a lot of weight. Next, I'll be giving it a notch at the edge of that half inch downwards we went earlier. So I'm going to slant my notch, as you can see from the video. This is what I'll be doing on each side of the part I attach the crepe. The reason for the notch is to be able to move this crepe backwards easily. So because we'll be moving it, the two crepe to be at the back, and will form a crisscross at the back. I'm going to flip it over to the back side so you'll be able to see the crisscross So because we'll be sewing the two crepe together, we'll cross it over and sew it together. You don't need to sew the main fabric with it, just the crepe. So this is it. This is how it looks on the front part, and this is it on the back part. So you can go ahead to cut out any extra of the crepe. You don't need it. The next step I will be taking is to attach crepe to my sleeve. You can do without this part, but it brings beauty to the entire dress. So I'll be using the same measurement I did for the neckline, that is 4 inches, and then I also added hairstay to give it extra volume. So the way I'm going to be attaching it, I will use the right side of the crepe, placing it on the wrong side of the main fabric, and sew half inch, then flip it over and use the other half inch to sew to bend the crepe to the main fabric. The video explains much better. So I'll be doing the same thing for both the front and that of the back. So this is the back part. I've gone ahead to attach the crepe to it, and as you can see, the finishing is perfect. It's neatly done. So this is what I wanted to achieve, and I got it. So I'll be cutting out the facing for the back to give my finishing for the neckline a good finishing. I'll fold my fabric in two, as you can see from the video. Then I'll get an extra fabric, and then I'll have to place both my main dress on top of the folded fabric together, so the two folded points will align, as you can see from the video. So next I'm going to cut out my neckline, and when I get to that point, I'm going to give like extra 2 inches, just so that I'll be able to use it to turn the neckline properly, the shoulder part. I'm adding extra 2 inches. You can add 2 or 3, whatever you want. Then next I'm also going to come down by 3 inches and then connect the curve. I'll go ahead to cut it out. So this is it. This is how your facing should be, and we'll be placing it on the neckline of the back to give it a perfect finishing. You can place yours like this, but this is not how I did mine. I placed the main fabric, that is the back part of the dress, and then I placed the front, that is front side facing the front side, right side facing the right side, as the case may be. I placed them, I aligned them properly before attaching the facing to it. Right now I'm placing the facing to it after aligning both the front and the back part of the dress. So the facing is the last one I'll put. So I'm going to sew the shoulder and the neckline of the back. So I'm done with it, and this is how it looks like. As you can see, the inside, the finishing is neat. This is what I wanted and I got it. So this is the inner part of the dress. So this is it on the other side, and I'll flip it over so you see this is the right side. So both the right side and the inside of the dress is properly aligned. Next I'm going to notch the neckline of the back so that it will lap properly. It won't be coming out. So this is it. I'm done with the neck part of this dress. So this is the neckline of the scrub neckline or V neckline. We've achieved it, and also the finishing on the inside and the outside, it's looking perfect. This is how our dress look like. Next we are going to be attaching the two sides together. So I'll start from my armhole and get to the point where I will attach my pockets. You can do without pockets for yours, but for this project I'm working with pockets. So we'll sew all the way down till we get to that point. We give extra 1 inch for the slits. So when we get to that point, we're going to stop sewing and then fold our slits points inward. We're going to fold it with that 1 inch we gave. So I'm 90% done with this dress. This is the inseam pocket I attached. The two sides are being sewn. So this is it, and this is where I stopped to show you the slits. So I stopped here and then I sew those slits inward. So as you can see, they align properly. So next I'm going to be hemming the bottom part of the dress. I don't want to sew because I don't want thread to be showing, so I'll use hemming gum for this. It gives it that neat finishing. With your hot iron, you attach your hemming gun to your main fabric, and we are 95% ready. The remaining 5% is for you to put it on. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not yet subscribed. See you in my next tutorial.